crazy bastards! Come on! And I will show you how our wisdom does business! What are you people, huh? You bastard! Come on! And I will show you how a wet boot does business!
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing in a place like this?
I'm not sure that's any of your business.
I hope you realize that staying here will put your life at great risk.
Pah! I'm not afraid of these guards of Priwen, or whatever these thugs call themselves. I can still kick some respect into those youngsters.
I wasn't specifically referring to them, but are you really after these men? Why?
They took my boy! I've had no news since he joined that crazy gang. So I decided to come and find him myself, to get some answers.
I see. But as I said, your life is at risk if you stay here. And I'm not referring to the gangs either. You should leave, sir.
Well, this part of town used to be nicer, let's say. Perhaps you're right. This isn't the best way to save Andrew.
There is a name engraved under the blood on the back of the case. Jack Gillingham. Maybe I should return this watch to his family. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why?
I was just being polite.
Don't like questions. Or
Any chance you can help me find Sean Hampton?
the sad saint. Why would you talk to that cunt?
Actually,
Really? Well, go ask someone else then.
what's your
I take care of my mum. That's what I do.
You seem upset.
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot.
Sometimes it...
I just want her to smile.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
A shithole filled with maggots. Liars and thieves, all of them.
Are you thinking about something?
No? Hate them all. Especially...
Is there no one who...
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent bloke.
Do you require me?
That's something
I don't know which kind of doctor you...
And is it your purpose as well, Mr. Reed?
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne. Good evening, madam. I'm Dr.
Why?
I work at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, the Spanish flu.
The disease takes away the...
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Please don't stay too long, sir.
It's locked.
So you have questions?
Yes.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It is...
I'm trying to locate Mr. Sean Hampton.
You talking about the one everyone calls the sad saint? The man who takes care of the homeless?
The very same, Miss Fishburne.
I'm sorry. I don't know where his shelter is. But if you ask...
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died...
Did your husband die?
Oh no. My Jack was a docker.
How do you pay the rent?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad.
How is life around?
Life has always been hard in the East End.
Do you think the increase in
Don't know, but it's most likely linked to the gangs if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
Goodbye, Miss...
I can't remember the last time I had a good sleep.
Mark my words, miss. These murders are the work of a vampire.
A vampire? Whatever do you mean?
Not a drop of blood left in his body.
I'm a tracker.
This is the work of a vampire.
A vampire hunter.
You best be off to your hunting then. For if the sewer dog is back, and hunting all these poor folk, he needs a catching.
A sewer dog? What's it look like?
It's an old story. A monster with daggers for teeth and icy claws. He comes of a sudden, nighttime, claiming innocence, then vanishes.
Teeth, claws, murders by night? Your sewer dog is my business. He's the kind of prey I hunt, milady. Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any
And what do you define as a strange event?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton.
A vampire hunter?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
A man of science.
What can you tell me about this neighborhood?
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham?
It's impossible to protect everyone.
But it's my duty. I am convinced
So,
I patrol late at night.
how do you identify?
It's simple, really.
Have you ever killed?
Of course I have.
Can I help in any way?
Actually, yes.
Are you asking me to...
If you wouldn't mind.
Have you heard of the Guard of...
Of course. They're dedicated hunters.
So you hunt alone?
Vampires are just like every other predator.
Were you ever tempted?
I did think about it, but I'm more of...
I'm looking for Sean Hampton.
the sad saint. He should be at his night asylum at this hour, but I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really?
It's nothing personal, Doctor.
Maybe at least you can...
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts. He's a bartender and good judge of character. If he...
I could make you tell me, but I respect you.
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child, he was molested. By a priest of all people. Funny thing is, though, it only strengthened his faith.
Goodbye. Good evening, sir. Don't you recognize...
Don't take it personally.
Yes, you had
I'm Dyson Delaney.
Surely you must have...
Sure. I wanted things to change.
Sounds like you were an idealist.
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believed that exclusive property...
I want to know more about...
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor. Make no mistake.
Do you believe in...
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean...
I really don't know. I heard
Who could tell me, then?
about the sad saint.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney. Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? Back to the docks, are we?
You remember me, then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as possible. I've been told you could help me.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave or something?
The important thing is I find him, quickly.
Why not try his...
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you reach the end of the pier.
Goodbye, Mr. Seems like the guard of Prewen is on Sean Hampton's trail too.
Die, beast! Take a breath of this! Watch out! Die, vermin! I'll send you to hell! Back in the grave! Crush the leech, boys! You leech is killing! Nothing, leech! Die, vermin! Die, beast! I hate leeches! Take a breath of this! Die, leech! Crush the leech, boys! Want some of this? Die, vermin! Get a taste of this! I'll send you to hell! Ooh, that's gonna be smart! Back in the grave! Watch it! It's a killer!
The wounds on this corpse are deep, the result of rabid rage. If this is Sean's doing, he's become a murderous beast. is despicable. I cannot enter.
leeches! You're mine! I'll send you to hell! Fuck, he's one! Some of this? Fuck, he's dead!
Over there! There's one of them vermin!
working at this time, while you're lots...
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. John...
Good evening, sir.
Have we met before?
No, but I just need to look at your...
That's quite judgment.
Sir, I've led enough strikes when I had a job to identify you as an enemy of the...
You speak of strikes.
You bet I am. Well, I was. Nowadays, I'm just another worker blacklisted by the big co...
You lost your job because...
Those bastards really hate a worker.
Isn't the whole point of trade unions
A few nights back, I lost the money my companions had asked me to hide. With me and my sister...
What really happened?
I drank too much that night. Strange men saw me count the money in that bar. Some sort of militia in...
May I ask what you...
I'm killing myself scraping for a living.
As I told you, I'm a doctor.
Oh, a doctor.
Why such hatred?
Course I am. Fuck, you're so
I'm looking for Sean...
What is it you want? Does he...
Well, I'll leave... Good evening, miss.
A fancy doctor lurking...
And what about you? Working...
You want to know my secret? I'm trying to earn money, and I'm lost...
I'm looking for Sean Hampton.
Mr. Hampton must be in his office at the night asylum.
He was a patient of mine at the
I see. Well, Mr. Hampton is a discreet and dedicated man. I'm sure you'll find him soon enough.
What can you tell me about...
He may be okay for a strong girl like me, but a dandy doctor from the city like yourself?
You really think...
No. I think you had better stay and...
Which... Look...
Well, the gangs, the...
Well, I am not someone...
Glad to hear that. And if you get into trouble...
Is it not dangerous?
As long as I have good legs, I can...
What can you tell me about this?
It's just the nickname of Sean Hampton, the sad saint of the East End. He gave me shelter, and he's not always sad.
Are you homeless, Miss Paxton?
Mr. Hampton's night asylum is our new home now. It's a safe place for me and my sister.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Why the long face, Doctor?
It looks like we both have changed a lot. I must confess, it saddens me, Sean.
Put your faith in the Lord, Doctor. He has a plan for all of us. We may not always see it, but he does.
Since you left Pembroke, the amount of blood that has been shed, it's hard to believe you, Sean.
Ask what you will. As the Lord is my shepherd, I will not speak a lie to you.
Aren't you afraid of what you've become?
We are blessed, Doctor. Can't you see it? The Lord has made us able to walk amongst the plague and aid those that need it.
Do you think this is a blessing when God's own house and holy symbols repel you?
If that is your burden, Doctor, so be it. But I do not fear the cross, nor am I forced to take the life of another. My kind doesn't share your imperfections.
But you must drink blood now to survive.
No, not your scripture. Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood hath eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. So saith the Lord. I only need to eat flesh, no blood.
Why did you kill Miss Jones at the Pembroke Hospital?
Killed old Harriet? You must be mad, Doctor. Why would I do such a thing?
So you claim Miss Jones' death was not by your hand, nor the other incidents at Pembroke?
Though Harriet was an angry, spiteful woman, she was one of God's creatures. I have nothing but love for all he has made.
But you were close to her.
Of course. But she was lost, separated from the fold. She did not see the hand of the divine in my blessed condition.
People have been murdered. I've seen the blood. I don't believe you can be trusted.
Have a little faith, Doctor. If you will follow, I will guide you to the light.
How do you plan to do that?
Take this key of the old sewers. The entrance is by the riverbank, south from here. There you'll find all the proof you need.
Very well. You have definitely intrigued me. I hope you're right, Sean.
I'll be here when you return. If you still think I'm a threat then, well, I surrender myself to your judgment.
Your kind not welcome here, sir.
Don't have to start with the darkest holes first. This door's
This
solid.
one's mine! There's one of them! Put your foot in his fire! Fuck his boss! Fear no evil! We do the Lord's
It's locked, all right. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. So that's it. These wheels control the water level. That doesn't work. Gate should shut properly now. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable. I cannot enter.
These maggots have escaped the wrath of Ascalon for too long. It is time to purge the sewers of their filth.
You again! The one they call the sewer dog.
Hold your tongue, newborn, or I'll crush you like a maggot.
You've let the beast consume you.
Finally! A touch of lucidity. You shall learn to respect the laws of Ascalon! Whence you vanished, skulls while singing your name! I shall tear them apart and spill my blood to the pit. Foolish Ekon! Your blood is now mine. I shall crush you. Down, stay down. Return to your apothecary and needles.
At least one skull escaped Virgil's wrath.
we are, still. Drink now.
Bless you, Bridget.
This isn't the blood of a vampire, but it will quench your thirst. This is our domain, not yours. You've been warned.
Wait, I saved you from this creature. That must count for something.
Thank you. Now go. Go back to the streets and houses. There is no love lost between us, Vampire. But thank you.
Sean Hampton sent me here. I believe he wanted me to find you. Who are you?
If you must know, they call me Old Bridget. And this shelter is where we live.
I'm Jonathan Reed. I'm a newborn Ekon. I'm afraid I'm not sure what's going on.
I shall not bend a knee, young Ekon. But I sense your pain. Ask, and I will afford you my attention.
Why was that creature after you?
Fergal is the blunt instrument of the Ascalon Club. His masters would see us dead or turned into slaves, if they had their way.
What of this Ascalon Club?
Vampire Society's elite in the Empire. They make the rules and enforce their judgment upon us whom they see as lessers.
What the hell was that thing? He wasn't an Ekon or a Skal.
They are known as Volkod, an ancient offshoot of Immortals. Blood drives them, enrages them.
So is it you that Sean Hampton sent me to find?
Perhaps. The sad saint was always kind to us. He must trust you if he revealed our location.
Sean is a Skal. All those I've encountered have been violent, crazed creatures. How can he be any different?
Maybe because he is the sad saint. Or perhaps because I am Old Bridget of the Sewer Skulls.
Sean killed a patient of mine. And that's just one of the murders he's being hunted for.
If you refer to Harriet, she is now among us and under our protection.
Harriet Jones is alive. That's it. That's the proof Sean wanted me to find. I must talk to her.
No. Harriet is not alive. But you can speak to her. I must warn you. She is fragile and may not receive you warmly.
I don't understand.
She is filled with bile and hate. Her mind is sharp as a tack, but her body is so weak. I've never seen its like before. She is resting in a room on the far right of this hideout.
Thank you. I will bear that in mind.
Oh, Bridget allowed me to wander above some years back. It was unpleasant. We're at your mercy. Will you end us? Your place is not here. Your smell is enticing. So sweet of love.
Hello, Harriet. Do you recognize me?
Yes, you were from the Pembroke Hospital. The young doctor. So full of secrets.
I've so many questions I need to ask you, Harriet. If you would.
I love questions. As for the answers, you may not like them.
Your room. The blood. What brought you to fake your death in such a gruesome fashion?
To see if I would be mourned.
Why flee with Sean Hampton?
Oh, it's always a pleasure to see a saint fall to sin. But the coward Still won't kill.
Do you take pleasure in causing so...
Nobody gave a damn about me. Not a tear shed. Poor Harriet. Always the discarded.
How do you feel?
I can't see. I can't move. My body's burning. I feel as if I'm dying over and over again.
Have you tried to eat or drink something?
People here tried to feed me, but I'm just not hungry. I don't have the strength.
Does the pain ever stop?
It is not pain I feel. It's like I can't stop feeling every inch of my body. But at the same time, each muscle and bone is the wrong place.
Why did you come here?
And why not? This is where I live now. Leave me be.
Will you respect old Bridget's wishes? Will you obey her?
Bridget is kind. She only needs to keep me fed and I'll be good.
I have a question of the utmost importance to ask. Will you answer?
Questions, questions, questions. The good doctor, always searching for answers.
Do you remember what you did after leaving the hospital? Did you kill anyone?
First, a question from me. You answer first.
Very well then. What do you want to know?
Are you like me? Are you also dead?
We are not dead, Harriet. Death no longer pertains to us. We are different.
I like what I am. I truly do. I relish the pain that courses through me.
I know you fled the hospital with Sean Hampton. Did you or Sean kill anyone in your flight? Anyone? Try and remember.
I will not lie. I wanted blood, and I wanted revenge, and Sean pulled me from it, brought me here instead. But the shadows heard my prayers. The shadows killed that bastard.
Who was that man? The one murdered in the street?
He used to be my landlord. I lived here for many years before falling ill. Oh, he was an awful man. Disgusting and cruel. So cruel.
Shadows? Tell me what you saw.
The shadows, they heard me and answered. Something in the deep darkness, quick, deadly. It asked me if I wanted revenge. I answered, yes.
And these shadows, this presence, do you still hear it? Was it a vampire? Did Sean see it?
It spoke only to me, and now it is silent, but it is born of hatred. And it will kill again. And it hates you, Doctor. Oh, it hates you.
What makes you say that?
It whispered your name, Dr. Reed. It wanted to know who you were and where you went.
Questions about me? What did you say?
Nothing, Doctor. I said nothing. There was nothing it didn't already know. Oh, I'm tired now. Let me rest.
Have you found the answers you were looking for, young Ekon?
There is too much left unanswered. So many questions.
Get to know us. Spend time with us. And I may be willing to answer more questions.
For how long have you been in hiding here?
Skulls have been hiding under London since
Where did you hide before?
We claimed ancient tunnels, forgotten caverns.
Why do you live here, amongst filth and vermin?
Live. Here we hide.
What are you hiding?
From the guilt, the shame.
Why don't you leave the city?
We are the sewer skulls. This is our domain. We have run as far as we can, and now...
Your diction, your words. You do not carry yourself like most skulls I've encountered.
True. I'm not...
You were once someone else.
It is as sad as it is long, young Ekon, but it will remain mine.
Can I be of service?
We ask but one thing. Reveal to no one our secrets.
What manner of creature is Harriet? She is different from everyone else.
I really don't know. I'm not even certain she is a skull. I've no idea as to what blood made her.
What is a skull, in fact, in your honest opinion?
The progeny of a vampire, disavowed by her maker. Perhaps a fruitless branch of a noble tree. A word used to enslave us. I cannot say.
You mentioned that vampire blood has tremendous potency. You believe it to be stronger than your own?
The vampire's sweet blood.
I thank you for your time, madam.
Your kindness has been ample payment, Ekon. To protect us, I'll close the access to our hideout, but you can use our shortcut to reach Mr. Hampton's shelter. Just follow the arrows.
Thank you, old bro. Are you all right, sir?
I could ask you the same question.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Oh, really? Well, go...
I beg your pardon.
I said go...
It's locked.
We're at your mercy. Will you end us? The vampire hunters will never find us here.
I cannot enter. It's locked.
Welcome back, Dr. Reed. Would you like to take communion with me now?
Sean, are you eating raw flesh?
It is the sacred flesh of the mortal lamb. Our Lord's bountiful transmutation for the sustenance of his believers. Thank you, Lord. I am your most humble servant.
So, true to your word, you waited for my return.
I told you, Dr. Reed, I was a man to be trusted. Did you have words with the poor Harriet?
This shelter is the tip of the iceberg. You hide your game well, I'll give you that.
We are God's children, Dr. Reed. One and all. And he's determined to save us.
What will be the result if you continue to assist both Skulls and the living?
For the last decade, that's what's been happening. And they found a better life. What's to change?
You're forgetting the epidemic. Things can go south very quickly. I've seen it.
Oh, these are terrible times. Only those pure of heart shall prevail.
You've turned Skal now. Don't you see the danger to anyone giving you their trust?
We are all sinners, awaiting salvation. This is a simple truth, ordained by the Lord Almighty. I am a seeker of his glorious light.
Harriet, Miss Jones, has been behaving in a most violent manner. She's going to need special attention.
That's precisely the reason I brought her here. To meet old Bridget. She's the guide Harriet requires.
Who is this old Bridget?
I don't know, Doctor. She rarely speaks of her past, but I know she has a long one. She's likely the oldest soul in the city.
Harriet is possessed by her hatred. You cannot let her roam free. She's dangerous.
She has joined her own kind, Doctor. Old Bridget is a saint to the younger Skulls, guiding them to salvation and peaceful existence.
I believe I've learned all I need to know. I'm certain you've killed no one, but one day I believe you'll cross the line.
Logic is a false prophet. Faith is the only path to salvation.
What do you mean?
We have been blessed with God's eternity. We are the instruments of his divine will. We shall feed the hungry forever and ever. Amen.
I will strive to emulate your merciful nature, Sean, but it's a difficult pledge to make.
Give yourself over to God, Doctor. Expel your urges and kneel before the Lord in praise.
These urges. You know the hunger will never be satisfied.
I've come to embrace the everlasting craving. I have sworn to feed only upon the flesh of the dead. It is now my sacrament. Take, eat. This is my body. So saith the Lord.
I believe you, Sean. In fact, I envy the peace you found, and will remember it.
There is love and compassion in your heart. You only need to give it wings.
Thank you for your kind words, Sean. Continue your noble efforts. You are a good man in bad times.
Keep to the light, my friend. Like all my flock, you have a home here. Anytime you're in the neighborhood.
Another corpse thrown in the streets. Someone's playing a very sick game. I know this brooch. This is my mother's. A birthday gift from father. "29 Pretty Orchard Street. That's near Poplar's district. Why would this man carry off my mother's brooch? I must go there. Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reed, can I...
Did you see what happened to him?
Actually, yes. He was thrown from the roof like a vulgar log.
Who could have done that?
Who? Well, a vampire, of course. Look, bite marks on the neck and lacerations here.
Why is it that you sound so afraid?
You didn't see it. He was dead before he hit the ground. The strength required to do such a thing, well...
Goodbye.
You again?
Did you see what just happened?
No, I didn't.
Really? Why?
Because this sexist pig is one of the 4 men who blacklisted me. Good riddance, if you ask me.
Well, I'll leave you.
Glad to see you again, Mr. Reed.
Did you see what happened?
No. I was coming back to the shelter from work.
You saw nothing at all?
No. I told you, just that awful woman's scream.
A woman scream?
Of course. It was terrifying.
Goodbye, Miss Patton.